my name is Antonia Bai, and I'll be reading my favorite poem from this semester's poetry class. A little bit about myself. I am the oldest of my siblings. I have two younger sisters and one younger brother. Another thing about me is that this is my last semester at MCTC. I am so excited to be graduating. I will be getting an associate's in theater arts because I am an actress doing the act thing. So that's a little bit about me. So I will be reading my poem, The Bus Revised, and here it is. Waiting for the bus, I am a part of the young urbanites with headphones in ears to drown out the familiar unwanted sound that is the city of Minneapolis. I who typically travel here on weekdays. The bus arrives and we arrange ourselves in a single file line, 4 passengers and I, playing musical chairs as we find our seats. Music stops, everyone wins, and we are prepared to go until another enters, but he is not the same. He is bound to his chair for the reasons we do not know. The procedure is familiar and we all know it well. The front area is sectioned off for those who are elders and disabled. Feet shuffling into the back, a black girl gives up her seat for the wheeled white man, as her ancestors had taught her to do before she was even born. Everyone regards as the wheelchaired man finally enters the bus. He starts to position himself in his reserved spot until something goes askew. With accelerated speed, his chair sped forward, crashing his leg into the seat in front of him. He lets out a bellow of sheer agony, and for a moment the bus is concerned. The bus driver does his best to console him, but the man is not a child. He will not show any emotion. He shouts, "Let's go," in his retort. The bus is in motion and the passengers are content. My eyes, which usually wander about, are now fixated on the mess that is unraveling in front of them. The whites of the man's socks are now being stained with the crimson of red. For unbeknownst to him, he was wounded in a battle that he did not prepare for. At the next stop, the driver's eyes appears into the mirror to see the reflection and witness the result of what had occurred early on. The bus halts, he unclicks the seatbelt, and tramples past the yellow line. By now the blood has engulfed the socks of the man who seems not to be affected by it. His stone face with no emotions to show. Although you can hear the chants of the wheelchair man, "Come on, let's go," they become muffled as the driver's voice overpowers his and he announces that the bus will not continue on past the stop. As the travelers gather their belongings, there is a sense of mixed emotion that begins to hover within the atmosphere. An unspoken tension consumes faces that simply walk off the bus. I choose to embrace the sun that greets me as I continue my journey in the city of Minneapolis. So a couple things about the poem. As far as I know, it's probably one of the longest poems I've written in class. So it's like a full 2-page. And then this poem was actually from a writing assignment 4. It was option 2, where we were supposed to write an experience on our way to either work or school. We wrote 2 drafts. The first draft was supposed to be like a boring version, and the second draft was one that had more tension in it. So this one that I'm reading is the second poem, the one that had more tension. And I also revised that one, so I revised the revised version. And also brings me to what I've learned about poetry over the semester and writing in general, is that you can never have like a finished project just straight out the gate. It's okay to go back and revise poetry as many times as you like. Maybe the first time you read it, you really like it, and then you come back to it and you realize there's parts in it that you can definitely take out or add to it. Make it more condensed and make it more meaningful with taking out the additives and whatnot. And also, poetry doesn't have to rhyme. But also, the one thing is when it comes to your readers, you want to give them as much emotion, visuals, and energy as you possibly can. So not to be selfish with your work at all. So with that, I'm going to show you the revised version of my poem, The Bus Revised.